welcome back to the Poppy Library. This weekend in Central Texas, we had the very rare sight and experience of enduring snow for more than a few hours, and it was honestly one of the most delightful and craziest things I've ever experienced as a lifelong resident of Texas. It was just the best excuse to stay inside, enjoy the view, and knit all day. So before I get into the sweater that we're going to talk about, I want to talk about this yarn journey, especially for you beginner knitters. I visited the Knitting Cup in Georgetown, Texas, which is a little yarn shop. It's very, very adorable. I've been dying to go there. I finally went and I saw this beautiful yarn sitting on the shelf. And as a beginner knitter, you see a yarn on the shelf and you just desperately want it. I knew already that I wanted a sweater's amount of yarn. And so I definitely spent the amount of money that I won't talk about to buy a sweater's worth amount of yarn in this 100% baby alpaca base. So it sat on my shelf for a very long time until I found the courage to go find a pattern to use it. I knew I wanted to use it right away. Baby alpaca's warm, it was starting to get cold, and so I did some research online and found the Ranunculus Sweater. The cast on for this sweater was actually pretty scary. If it wasn't for Christy Glass Knits doing a very thorough tutorial, I probably wouldn't have taken the leap to construct this sweater if it wasn't for Christy, so thank you. She made me definitely feel confident that if you just follow the pattern step by step and do the crochet cast on, which is something I've never done, and do the stitches the way the pattern says, your sweater won't fall apart. There's a lot of trust when you're doing this pattern step by step, and I'm glad it worked out. But what I did want to talk about really quick was the tools that I used, which is a set of interchangeable needles from Knit Picks. They come with a set of 24-inch cables, 36-inch cables, 4 stoppers, and 2 cable keys. One of the learning lessons that I had was what to do with this cable key when I bought this set. I was just screwing on all of these needles onto the cables, and there would be a gap once I screwed them on, and the yarn wouldn't roll over the section where the needle connected to the cable because there was a gap. And it was really frustrating. I looked up YouTube videos or even a quick Google search and I couldn't find it. Finally, I think it was an episode of Grocery Girls where Jody, Sweet Angel Jody, mentioned how to use a cable key. And it changed my life. So what you do is when you're screwing on a stopper or a needle, that little hole that you see, you insert the cable key into that hole, you do a little quick tightening up of the connecting piece, and voila, it stays on like magic. There's no gap. The world became a better place once I figured that out. So back to this sweater. While using these needles and this yarn together, I found out that alpaca just doesn't move over the needles like wool. As you could see a little bit ago, and you'll see in just a moment, when I'm moving the yarn over the needle, I have to really push. I did notice a little after this video, if I stop pushing and I gently move the yarn over the needle when I'm done knitting a few stitches, it actually goes over the needle a little bit easier. But it's it's a lot of work to move the stitches down. I'm actually using pretty loose tension here. I'm not holding the yarn tight when I'm doing a knit stitch by any means. It's just the way alpaca is just, moving in and out of these knit stitches. It's very, very stiff. Overall, I will say once you are done with the construction of the yoke on this sweater, everything is just a breeze. Right now I'm on the sleeves. And it's just been really easy knitting. So easy, in fact, that I don't move at all, and my dog can take a nap on me. So this is where we're at most of our evenings, and especially during the very rare snowy days. I look forward to completing this project and talking about my next one coming up very soon, so stay tuned.